All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again here, ETV Live, and it is Sunday night, and we're here with Premium Racing Online Pro Cup Series here, 2012, Talladega Super Speedway, getting ready to get the ball rolling here. 94 laps here tonight at Talladega, and I'll tell you what, the best of the best are right here. Q Wood qualifying in that number 59 machine tonight, 52.36 seconds. And I'll tell you, right behind him, Cowboy, Pro Buck with a 52.37. So it's a close one up there in the front. But we'll get to that here in just a little bit. In the booth with me tonight, the bad boy, we like to call him Magic Fingers. I'll tell you what, Jesse James calls him the legend. John Westling pushing the buttons on the camera. It's going to be him and I tonight. They call me the Cowboy. I'm J.D. Webb. So tell you what, welcome along for the ride here tonight. Checking the chat room over here. Let's see who's logged in and watching here tonight. Bad Bob 28, Cassidy, one of our biggest fans, of course, Christian, all the way from Costa Rica. Christian's always good to see you in the house tonight. Dream Landmaster, Dwayne, I believe that's going to be Dwayne Hall, and HDRN Phil. Now, here's the deal about HDRN Phil. He's actually in a car down there, guys, but he's not quite sure of the new law here, John. I don't believe you're allowed to text and drive at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think Dwayne Hall's going to be running in this race tonight, but I know HDRN Phil Foltz is driving, so I better not see no texting out of here. We're going to have to pull him over and bring him down in here to the booth, JD.
Yeah, you bet. Just Bill, he's logged in the chat room over there. He's going to be watching tonight. Ron Dog and Vroom Vroom, whoever that is. But hey, we're here to have some fun tonight. And I tell you, Pro AC, he's on the list here, guys. Looks like he's going to be the man to beat. So I'll tell you what, why don't we go down through the points and we'll let you know who's who and who's where here at Premium Racing Online Pro Cup Series. Now, Pro AC, he shares that top seat up there with Pro Buck. I imagine that that throne getting a little bit tight up there on the top. 357 points for the good side. Now here's the deal, Cowboy. He finished first at Richmond last week. Now he finished 14th last time out here at Talladega. So look for Pro AC to at least hope for a top 5 finish here tonight at Talladega. And then, of course, sharing that seat with him, John, is going to be Pro Buck. Now, he finished second at Richmond last week. He got the trophy last time out at Talladega. I believe that was going to be back in January of this year. So Pro Buck going home with a trophy from Talladega already. Now, again, like we said, he's sharing that throne up there with AC. Now, in third position is going to be Pro Shriner. Now, he finished third at Talladega last January, also third at Richmond, so he's a top 5 contender here tonight for sure. 9 points in back of the leaders. In fourth position, Pro Howard. I'll tell you what, 18 points behind the lead. Finished 7th at Talladega last January, and with a top 10 finish at Richmond last week. In fifth position, guys, that's going to be Pro Giddy Up Brown, and I understand he's got a substitute driver tonight. He finished 4th at Richmond last week. He's 25 points behind the leaders, guys. In sixth position, Pro Mullen. Pro Mullen finished outside the top 10 at Richmond last week. 12th place finish, respectable. But he finished 4th at Talladega last time out, John. 28 points behind the leader. So look for Pro Mullen, at least hoping for a top 5 here tonight. Now, Lance Main, he's sitting in 7th position. He finished 10th at Richmond last week. Top 10 finish for him. Good deal there. 41 points behind the leader. 8th place is going to be Paul Hahn. Not probably the finish that he was looking for at Richmond last week. Finished in 15th, but he's 51 points behind the leader. In 9th position, Gary Warren. Top 10 finish at Talladega last time out. 8th place at Richmond last week. He finished. He's 54 points behind the lead. So certainly a top 10 contender here tonight at Talladega. Rounding out your top 10 for the Premium Racing Online Pro Cup points here, it's going to be Pro SoCal. 15th place finish at Talladega last time out. He got a top 10 finish at Richmond last week, 77 points behind the leader. So there you have it, John.
JD, looking forward to this race tonight. It's been a long wait to broadcast for these guys over at Pro. There's a lot of hype about these guys, some of the best sim racers around. JD, they basically run an open server here. I believe they're down to 2 nights a week. They run an open server, and anybody that you see with the name Pro in front of it are actual members of Pro and basically your admin staff and so on. But these guys run some pretty good car counts here in Arkansas, and it's open server. Anybody can just hop in one of their races and just hop in one of these high horsepower ARCA machines and get on the track.
You bet, and I'll tell you, it's always a pleasure doing business with them here at ETV Live. A bunch of good guys over there. Highly recommend them. Premium Racing Online, premiumracing.com, if you want to get over there and get after it. But I'll tell you what, happy hour here about ready to come to a close. These drivers are getting last-minute changes from their crew chiefs. Let's talk about Talladega here for a minute, guys. Talladega, Alabama. It's a 2.6-mile track, big, wide track here tonight. 33-degree banking in the turn. Now, the curious thing about this track, the start-finish line is about 100 yards past the tri-oval, unlike Daytona. So you got to hope for the best coming off turn 4 and make a long dash for that start-finish line in hopes to get there first. But I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and send it on down trackside. The Cactus Cuties are standing by with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, welcome back, guys, and thank you for the Cactus Cuties for that national anthem. Tell you what, they're already lined up and halfway down the backstretch real quickly here on the pole tonight. Q Wood in that 59 machine. Outside him is going to be Pro Buck in the 26. Second row, Jim Scarborough inside in that 16 machine. The 22 of Richards on the outside. And in row 3, Pro Howard, he's going to be starting 5th position inside. Outside, Rob Tolles, Pro Schreiner in 7th position. Outside him in 8th is going to be Randy Ellison. Scott Williamson will be starting 9th. He'll be on the inside there with Phil Foltz on the outside in 10th position. And 11th is going to be Pro Race Nut. And outside him is going to be Jesse Richardson. Pro SoCal, he'll be starting 13th tonight, guys. 14th on the outside will be Sedlick. And Pro Stinger, he'll be starting in 15th position. On the outside of him is going to be Gary Warren. And Lance Main will be starting in 17th. Outside him will be Eric Wirtz. Jason Cotterill will be starting 19th. And in 20th, Chad Williams, he'll be starting in 20th position, guys.
And JD, I'm looking for a real exciting race here. We got a packed house, all 43 drivers here in the Arkansas. Ain't seen that in a while, JD. Let's get ready to crank it up, buddy.
Green, 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 green.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, the green flag is out, and we are racing here at Talladega. So why don't we go ahead Crank that knob up. All right, good start here tonight at Talladega. I'll tell you what, single file all the way back to the 22 in 10th position of Jay Richards back here. Now he's got the 75 of Race Nut down there on the bottom. Now here's the deal, Cowboy. 94 laps here tonight on the board. So, you know, they're going to try to make that top line work, but you got to be able to persevere up there and hang out for as long as possible in order to make it work. Yeah, you're going to lose a few positions, Cowboy, but I'll tell you what, you got to keep your foot in the throttle and hope for the best up there on the top. But I tell you, up in the front here, let's go on up here a couple of notches. It's starting to get 2 by 2 up here. 4th position up here, Scott Williamson. He's leading the pack up there on that top side as Jim Scarborough is chasing down Q Wood up here in the lead in 1st and 2nd position up here, guys.
And it's just 2 by 2 by 2 for a long ways back. Shady, the 22 of Richardson's here. He's on the outside here, just trying to push these cars to the front here. We got 2 pretty good lines going. His 77's kind of getting out of line here, JD. Trying to push this 31 car, looking a little unstable here. We got to watch out for that right there, JD.
You bet. That's going to be Phil Foltz in that 77 machine out there, guys. And I'll tell you, you know, let's talk about the double file here at Talladega. And here's the deal. You know, you got 94 laps here tonight, so you should have packed a lunch, set it in the seat next to you there, Cowboy, because it's going to be a long night. So you get up on that top line up there, you just got to hang out. You got to ride it out. You can't be in a hurry, because you're probably going to lose a few positions before you get to the front anyway. So you just got to persevere up there and make it work. As we're going 3 wide through the triangle with Phil Foltz in the middle, our tolls in that 31 machine up on the outside. And I tell you, that's the sucker hole down there in the middle there as they come out of turn 2, heading down the backstretch, and they get it all straightened out here. 31 dropping back in back of Phil Foltz up here, guys. So that's a little tricky deal there too, guys.
Yeah, JD, he was stuck on that outside line for a good lap, and he just couldn't get back in line there. Finally, somebody said, we better let him back in, boys, or we're going to have a pile up here at Talladega Motor Speedway.
And up here, I've got, in fact, in 10th position going past Richards. I think it was the 9 car I saw up there on the outside, the 3 wide. And it is. It's going to be, actually, I think it's the 32 machine. My bad. It's going to be Scott Williamson, 18th position. Oh, and he tags the wall. 3 wide down the front stretch. I tell you what, these guys are getting it cranked up here early in the race. 4 laps in the books here as Williamson in 23rd position, now dropping like a rock, Cowboy. At 11 coming through on the bottom here. I got a funny feeling Williams wants to get to the back and just kind of ride this thing out. That would be my game plan for the night.
Yeah, these guys don't seem like they're holding back whatsoever in the beginning laps here. We're lap 4 of 94, JD. Still got 90 laps to go. These guys are doing a pretty good job so far. I mean, we've got a 43-car field. The 3 car slides up, tags the 31, I believe that is, puts them in the outside wall. There's some warp going on, JD.
Yeah, there is. I'll tell you what, anytime you get 43 cars on the field out here, it's, you know, you got to grow eyes on the back of your head for sure. But I'm watching in 27th position here, guys. Dwayne Ham getting a little bit of loose coming down the coming through the tri-oval. So loose conditions still exist out here. 5 laps in to the race here at Talladega. But I'll tell you what, with 94 laps on the board, you know, let's talk about some of the things here at Talladega. One thing that we're going to be looking for here is pit stops somewhere around 23 laps. And they're on 2X tire, 2X fuel here tonight. So pit stops coming here in about 18, 17 laps there, you know, somewhere around in there. But making that transition from turn 4 down to the apron and getting that pony woed up before you get to that commit line, I'll tell you what, look for some e-ticket rides happening here at Talladega tonight just before they hit pit road. But I'll tell you what, with 6 laps in the books, John, these guys are looking pretty sweet out here now.
Yeah, JD, I was walking up and down pit road talking to a few crew chiefs, and they told me about 22 laps, 20 to 22 laps is going to be about the most they're going to get on this fuel here. They are running 2 times fuel, like you said, JD. So I'm guessing if we can make it to lap 22 without a caution here, we'll be in good shape, because that will spread this field out a little bit. I believe we got the first about 28 cars in the lead lap, JD.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, pretty much single file back to the 17 machine of, that's going to be, actually it's going to be the 77 machine of Phil Fultz. Now he's got the 17 of Jay Richardson up on the outside here. That's going to be, trying to get position. That's going to be Jesse Richardson up there in 8th position, guys. So 2 by 2 back here, quite a ways from the front, but you know, like I said, you can't just jump up there on the top and think you're going to go right to the front. You got to work that top line and work it well. And you know, just you got to stay up there and make it work. You can't go up there for a couple of laps and think you're going to get anywhere, and then you know, keep dropping down to the bottom. Just, you know, you're not going to get any place doing that, John.
Well, JD, these guys are doing a spectacular job. 43 drivers. Most don't race with each other week in, week out. I mean, most of your leagues, you know, you have the same 20, 25 drivers week in, week out. These guys from leagues all over. There's drivers from 30-plus racing. There's drivers from Nuff World. There's drivers from RSN. There's about 7, 8 leagues here from the ArcaSim representing this race here tonight. And it's spectacular to see how these guys... We haven't had our first caution, JD. Knock on Jerry Wolf's head.
I'll tell you what. You know what? Let's talk about cautions here now. I did a little bit of homework this afternoon, tracking down some races at Talladega 3 times that I was able to pull up. So caution averages here. Hey, this is going to surprise you, Cowboy. How about 2? 2 caution average here at Talladega for these guys. So we'll see what happens here tonight. But I'll tell you what, I'm in 15th position here, Pro JRW, just about a lap ago, almost taking a 3 wide down the front stretch through the trial. Thought better of that, and got on the binders, pulled it back into shape here. But Pro JRW just kind of riding out here at the 15th position up here on the top, next to that 77 machine of Phil Fultz. Now, Phil Fultz, you know, he is the celebrity driver down here from HD Radio Network. And I'll tell you what, if you ain't been there yet, you need to get your butt over there and rock your brains out, Cowboy. HDRadionetwork.com. 4 stations to choose, actually 5 stations to choose from over there. They even got me a country western music station playing over there. Rock your brains out, Cowboy. HDRadionetwork.com. And Phil Fultz down here on the bottom in that 77 machine looked pretty sweet. But I'll tell you what, go ahead, John.
Yeah, JD, these guys are doing a spectacular job here so far. I'm back here in 16th place with Rob Tolles. These guys are still 2 by 2. Somebody peeks out every once in a while wanting to go 3 wide, but there's just no takers yet. They know this is a long race.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you. At 10th place up here, Lance Main is going to be running in the, I can't see the number on that car, but 10th place, Lance Main. He's up there in that number 1 machine up here, guys. He's getting beat to death by that 77 machine, almost making contact, but I think that was the 2 car up there in the top lane up there. But Lance Main running in 11th position here, guys, on the bottom. And, you know, let's talk about the draft here a minute, John. How important it is to keep the front end of that car absolutely pristine clean as we put 11 laps in the books here at Talladega. Now, here's the other issue. The fastest part of the track is coming through the tri-oval. So, you know, your optimum speed is going to take place right at the end of the start-finish line going into turn 1. And I'll tell you what, you just barely touch the throttle when you're in the draft. Otherwise, if you keep your foot in it, you're going to plow right into the car in front of you by the time you get through turn 1. So, tricky track for sure, John.
Yeah, JD, we got several packs out here, and this is the way I super speed race on these big tracks, on these big races, JD. You got like 3 packs here. You got the main pack here with about about 26, 27 cars. Then you got a second pack with about 8 or 10 cars, and then you got another pack back here, 31st place with that 97 machine, JD, and there's about 10 cars in that pack. And the reason for this is a lot of these drivers don't want to get mixed up in that lead pack and get in the big wreck. So they'll stay back here, kind of lag back, wait for the big one to happen, wait for a bunch of cars to get damaged, and hopefully they don't get into it way back here in the back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. Back here in 32nd position, got B. Turner back here in that 84 machine. 7 seconds off the leaders up there, but I tell you what, still on the lead lap. It's a no-brainer, Cowboy, and you're absolutely right. You know, once you see smoke ahead, at least you got some time. You can get on the binders, get out of the way, take some evasive action. But you know, if you're stuck up there with that lead pack up there, it's game over, Cowboy, if you get involved in the big one up there. So, you know, at 190 miles an hour, damage done to these cars, you know, once you get into a wreck, it pretty much ends your night.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that there's, I mean, a lot of people don't like to call this, JD, but I'm noticing a lot of bottom feeders. Nobody's really wanting to make a move at all. I mean, everybody's single file. Nobody's really trying to pull out to do much. They're just trying to ride this, maybe this first pit stop out, JD, and which is coming up here, maybe about 7 laps, and spread this field out a little bit, and maybe then they're going to go racing.
Yeah, you bet. You're absolutely right, John. And here's the other thing, too. Let's talk about pit stops here for a minute. I don't know how many cars we got up there on the top line, but there's plenty of them now. As the laps start winding down, and the crew chiefs start. In 25th position, Rob Tolles off the track, guys, through the grass. I don't think the caution has come out, but Rob Tolles, 25th position back here on the apron, losing control of his car down here as we stay green. So like Rob, I think his name is Rob Tolles, hanging on to his car here, now dropping back to 40th position, John, as he kind of cleans out his shorts and grabs that wheel one more time here.
Yeah, he did the smart thing, JD, because there was a big vac came approaching him, and he just kept it down the apron until they passed. A very smart move, didn't cause the big one there, which could have easily, if he would have drifted back up the track or tried to come back up the track too early, would have caused one big mess here at Talladega.
You bet, and that's going to drop him all the way back to 40th position, but I'll tell you what, still on the lead lap with pit stops coming his way. No harm, no foul. Certainly going to need 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats when he gets there. But I'll tell you what, let's talk about pit stops here one more time. You know, we got a couple of lanes working. You know, and if you're up in that outside lane here, you're working with the crew chiefs and your spotters up there. You got to find a hole down there on the bottom, that you can crawl into, in order to make your pit stop. Now, and here's the other thing too. We talked about it pre-race, John. Coming off of turn 4, wallowing that pony up, pull back on them reins, and try to work the binders as you approach that commit line. That's a tricky ride to do too.
Yeah, and it'll really shock me if we get all 43 cars down here without bringing out a caution. I mean, the transition coming off 4 down off the apron line there, it's a little rough. And all it takes is just a little bit too fast or a little bit too much of an angle, and these cars will just lose control, and they will hit the wall. So many times we've seen here in ArcaSim. Well, matter of fact, in any sim, JD, I mean, it's about the same transition. It's very difficult to pit sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And in 21st position, guys, Kyle Galou, I'm assuming that's how he pronounces his name, was looking for a hole. Losing about 5 or 6 positions there, guys, as he drops to the bottom. 16 laps into books here, so green flag pit stops coming our way. And John, checking the chat room over here, and Just Bill has logged in. I want to say good evening to him, along with I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Syard, I guess, is his name.
JD, if my mom named me Just Bill, I want her to put me back in the hole.
Just Bill. All right, Just Bill along for the ride tonight. Hope you're enjoying the fun here. But we've got green flag pit stops coming our way here, guys, just shortly. About 3 to 4 laps from now, as these guys start looking for holes to get down on the bottom. And back here in 20th position, Pro RCR. He's still stuck up on the top side up there. in 21st position now as they start running by him. But I tell you, you know, as you're approaching your pit stop here, guys, these spotters got to be working the radio here. You know, working these guys down to that bottom lane down there so they can get their you know, get off the track onto the apron, and we'll be looking for that. It's like we may be starting. No. Oh, contact up here in Cotterill. 20th position up here, guys. Cotterelli and Wirtz up here making contact.
It almost to me, JD, looked like he wanted to pit, but I think he just got offline there, and by that time somebody had filled that hole. He tried to come back up, and guess what? There wasn't no room. Fire that spotter, JD.
Yeah, you bet. I'll tell you what, you know, probably the spotter telling him to go on down pit road, and the crew chief yelling at him, no. I can hear that one happening.
Well, let's talk strategy here, Nitty. If you was in this race, what would you do? Would you pit a little bit early, come in with 3 or 4 of your buddies, or would you wait to take the distance as far as you can on fuel, and hopefully this is a fuel strategy game?
Now, you know what? I'm going to pit early and get them while I can get them. As they start peeling off now, green flag pit stops underway, guys. Pro RCR up here in 23rd. He's coming in. Wirtz is coming in. RCR. Richards is coming down pit road. And Gary Warren on his way down pit road as well, as they smoke the tires getting into their pit box. So I'll tell you what, it's going to be a quick one down here. There's going to be 4 new shoes and a bucket of O's for these guys back out on the track. Green flag pit stops underway here at Talladega. Our first batch working pit road as we speak, John.
Yeah, I'm down here with the 44 machine. The 17's right in front of them. Let's see if there's any incident as they're coming back off pit road here, JD. We must have missed the first batch coming through, but everything looks mean and green so far. These guys did a good job getting on pit road. I'm guessing by the looks of it, there was 10 or 12 cars came down that first round.
You bet. And Chris M. Down and out on his way down pit road. He got his 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats. Wirtz, Ham, and Pro are on their way out. Manning on his way out. Pierce has made his pit stop. Actually, he's coming down pit road. And a number of them. Phil Foltz on his way down. So we got a big pack of cars hitting pit road, John.
Yeah, I'm down here with Q Wood. He's coming into it. He's got the first pit stop. He was our pole sitter. Come in there, nice stop. Stopped right on his numbers, JD. This should be a very quick pit stop for him. The 16 missed his pit box. Oh, actually, he had to back up because I can't make the 25 cars in there broadside. Wow, that was pretty tough for him to get out. He's going to lose 2-3 seconds there, easy, having to back that machine up and put it back in the forward gear and get back going, guys.
You bet. That's going to be in 5th position up here coming out of the pits. That's going to be Jim Scarborough, guys. Jim starting in 3rd position here tonight, so giving up one down there on pit road. Now, I'll tell you what, that's where you can lose a bunch of positions if you're not careful, having to back up and pull that around from that car in front of them. But Scarborough back out on the track. Now, I'll tell you what, give a shout out to old Jim Scarborough. I know him from going way back over a couple of leagues ago. But Jim Scarborough, a good friend of mine here at Talladega here tonight. So
JD, I believe he's from that 30-plus group over there. Still got a pretty decent group of drivers. Oh, and he must have got a black flag, JD. He's coming back down pit road. Too fast on pit road, guys. He had to come back down. That's going to kill him.
You bet. That'll certainly put Jim Scarborough in that 36 machine down that 16 car down 1 lap at least, guys. And I'll tell you, it's awfully hard to get him back unless the yellow comes out and you're lucky enough to get a lucky dog here. But looks like he's going to do a pass-through, drive-through penalty, so it was certainly speeding on pit road as he makes his way back out on the track. We'll see if he's going to be able to hang on to his position here, guys, as he's going to certainly wind up, you know, going to the back. But I tell you what, looks like B. Pierce in 41st position. He's making his way back up on the track. Pit stops completed here. And I think he might have been the last one, guys, as we put 21 laps in the books here. So successful green flag pit stops. And I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and step away. We're going to take our first commercial break of the night. You're watching live, ETV Live Cowboy. It's the only choice. Here at Talladega Speedway with Pro Racing. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Talladega, guys. And I had it wrong when we went to commercial. It's actually Premium Racing Online. I was looking at the wrong line on my little cheat sheet here. But I'll tell you what, out here in front, it's going to be Pro Schreiner. Pro Schreiner finished in third last time out at Talladega here, or at Richmond last week, guys. Now, Pro Schreiner, he's no stranger to the front row here at Talladega either. And he's got a win here. As the caution's coming out here at Talladega for the first time, guys, we'll try to roll it back here and see if we can't pick it up and find out who was bringing this one out. As I'm looking here, and I don't see. Usually, you see one spinning off into the sunset, but I'm not seeing that, guys.
Yeah, JD, I don't see anything either. It might have been a debris caution. I'm not sure, but somebody might have thrown a banana peel out there. Maybe it was Mama D, JD.
Pit road's closed.
Yeah, I'm still looking. I don't see. I don't even see any damaged cars out here to speak of. So, you know, I'm thinking it was probably a debris caution as well. As I cycle through the cars, I've got Pro AC back here, John. I want to roll this one back. And keep an eye on Pro AC, 37th position back here. He was going through the grass when I picked him up, but I don't know why. That's the only thing. We've got a car coming off. He's going to go past Ham coming off of pit road down here, but nothing there. But all right, well, first caution coming out tonight, guys, and we don't have a clue.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything either, JD. I mean, if it was, must not have been anything too critical, maybe a quick spin around, or maybe somebody dropped off the grass and the flagman decided to throw the caution, group these guys back up after everybody got spread out through the pit stops.
Lead cars only. Lead cars only.
All right, as we work to caution here, I'm going to jump on the radio here and see if we can't get a hold of Lance Main. Lance, this is JD up in the booth. You got us?
10-4.
Hey, Lance, first caution of the night coming out down there, but, you know, we perused through the cameras up here. We couldn't see anything. Anything from your vantage point?
No, not at all.
All right, and Lance, you're sitting down there in 13th position so far. Or actually, you're well, you're kind of bouncing around on my screen here. But how's it going so far? What's your crew chief telling you?
He's telling you just take it easy. Don't get too serious.
All right, 26 laps in the books here. Any kind of fuel strategy you're working on with your crew chief tonight?
Come back on you. I didn't hear you.
I said, you know, kind of a different kind of fuel game tonight. 20 laps or so, you know, on the 2X fuel. Any kind of strategy you're working with your crew chief on?
Try to get fuel every time there's a caution, or every time we can. Fuel and fresh tires.
All right, I'll tell you what, good to go, and good luck down there. I know you got your work cut out for you, so we'll go ahead and cut you loose. I know you got to suck them belts up and get ready for the restart.
Yeah, you should know, JD. You've been out here.
10-4, Lance. All right, my friend, good luck.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Lance Main down there. Not quite sure why this caution was coming out, but Lance, about the middle of the pack, guys, sitting about 15th, making his way down pit road. You just heard him going to take every opportunity, as a lot of these guys, John, come down and at least top off.
Okay, pits are open
a little early
cars.
for tires. 26 laps in already. We're only about 6 laps on these tires, so I don't think tires are going to be a real issue here tonight.
No, I don't think most of these races, JD, especially in the ARCA Sim, I know when I race this thing, but you won't allow that no more. In fact, most drivers won't allow that no more. But I
Most
used
of
to
the people
I'm
you
pretty-
race with.
Yeah, you can almost go a full race without taking tires here at all. I mean, the most you'd probably take is right sides. I mean, it's crucial to get in and out of the pit stops, and that's one thing you can kind of cheat on usually.
You bet. And I'll tell you, you know, sometimes, yeah, of course, it depends on when that pit stop comes. Now, if it's going to be a short one like this one here, and I remember we came in about 7 laps ago, guys. So, you know, roll the dice, come in, no tires, fuel only, get in, get out a little bit quicker, since you don't have to take tires. Now, with the fuel tank not quite on the empty side, so it's going to be a quick one. When you get there. So, but first caution coming out here tonight, guys. Not sure why, but I tell you what, it's time to do a little bit of on-air plugs here, and I'm going to start out with the VRC Mark II Virtual Racing Seat. And I'll tell you, a simulation racing cockpit designed by a championship race car driver, Bob Earl. He understands what comfort means during a grueling race, and I'll tell you, the design features a fully adjustable racing seat and frame. Additional monitor stand and shifter mount are sold separately, $349 plus shipping, cowboy. I'll tell you what, you can get a gander at it. www.bobearlracing.com, bobearlracing.com. Over 3,000 units sold, cowboy. ETV Live is proud to endorse this product because of its design with the avid sim racer in mind. And it's an inexpensive, high-quality alternative to others that cost thousands
Wait a
of
minute,
dollars.
JD. JD, did you
What?
say
Okay, we're going back to green
3,000 of
next
these
time by.
things have been
Lap
sold?
bars on the inside.
You heard me the first time, bud. I'll tell you what, 3,000 of these units have been sold, and very high quality, inexpensive. And I'll tell you something, you know, the average sim racer, very, very affordable. So order one today, bobearlracing.com.
And JD, I bet this wasn't designed in some bar on a paper napkin. I've almost bet that.
Nope, it wasn't. And I'll tell you, Bob Earl, he's still in the business. He's a racing instructor, works with a lot of teams, primarily does a lot of road racing, championship driver as well, guys. So you can check him out over at bobearlracing.com for sure. But out here at Talladega, guys, as we get back to racing out here, Pro Schreiner up here in front with Mullen back here in the back, Giddy up in third position, Randy Ellison in fourth position, and fifth, Jim Scarborough working himself back up to the front, John, after that black flag the first time around.
Yeah, these guys all caught back up. Everybody's back on the lead lap, I presume, and everybody's back tight racing. This is when you're going to see cautions, JD. Cautions breed cautions. Remember, let's see if these guys... this would be the first ETV covered race, I think, if we could go caution-free here with 43 cars at Talladega Motor Speedway.
You bet, and pretty much single file all the way back, 20th position back here to the 07 Popolowski. Popolowski usually running for Nuffworld over there, guys. He's up on the outside up here. In behind him is going to be Britton in that 21st position in a 26 car, working that top line. But they're a ways off the pace back here.
And we're not quite halfway yet. We haven't seen a whole lot of really heavy-duty racing other than in the opening laps. They were 2-3 wide trying to gain every position they could. But thus far, I mean, we've really seen some really courteous driving. Everybody just kind of falling in line, just ripping these laps off. Probably wait until the 10 to 20 lap range to go before everybody starts making their moves.
Yeah, you know, like I said at the beginning, you know, pack your lunch, sit on the seat next to you. It's going to be a long night here at Talladega because the racing really don't start until about the 10-20 to go here. And we'll see that happen here in about, 60, 70 laps here. 30 laps in the books here. Next green flag pit stop, somewhere around lap 39 to 41, or even better than that. Now, some of these guys didn't pit. Most of them did. So some different strategies working out here at Talladega. Pro Schreiner, your leader out there in the front here tonight. He's got Mullen in behind him, helping push, giddy up in that third position up here, guys.
Yeah, I'm back here about 16th spot, JD. You're going to see that second pack just kind of bled back there just a little ways. And I don't know if they're just doing that on purpose or if they just don't have the cars to keep up with this lead pack.
Yeah, you know, it's still early, 31 laps. You know, we still got some time. So, you know, I would imagine that these guys, you know, working some strategy out here. But let's take the cameras back to 18th position back here in that 26 machine, Pro Buck. Now, Pro Buck won the race here in January this year, and with Race Nut coming in second. And Race Nut, I'm looking down the list right now, trying to find out where he's at. It's a huge list, guys. Race Nut all the way back here, 35th position in that 35th in that 37 machine. So actually in the 75 car, but Pro Race Nut, he followed Buck to the finish line the last time out here at Talladega. Now Pro Schreiner, who finished third last time out, he's your leader tonight.
And I don't think this is over by any stretch of the means, JD, as I'm starting to see some too wide racing back there about 10th, 12th spot. So these guys are starting to get a little antsy. They're tired of smelling the gas pipes, the fumes out of them pipes. And there's about 4 or 5 cars starting to work their way on that high line, JD.
Q Wood, your pole sitter in 9th position up here on the top, guys. Starting to work that top line, like John says, and he's got Phil Foltz in that 77 machine pushing him through the tri-oval here, down the front stretch. That's the fastest part of the track, Cowboy, and that's also the most dangerous part of the track. You come off of turn 4 there, and you start running for that start-finish line down there and through that tri-oval, and your car wants to kind of slingshot off into the wall, so you got to keep a little left-hand pressure on it, John, and keep that thing tucked down inside. But Phil Foltz doing a good job pushing Q Wood, trying to get to the front.
And Jenny, as the car pushed up, it almost wiped out the back car in this draft on the high line. And there is a lap-down car up there against the wall, JD. I'm curious to see if the 58 is really pushing 11 there, that DeWalt machine, and about got them loose. They're coming up on this lap car, JD. They're going to end up 3 wide. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We'll see what happens here. And there's a car in the bottom line. It looks like the 21 machine. He's trying to go almost 4 wide. Wow. Let's watch this car on the outside, JD. See if they all make it through here without making a big collision.
You bet, and I believe that's going to be the 06 of Kep up there against the wall, guys. Kep, he's 4 laps down here at Talladega, so staying up out of the way, staying up on the wall up there as the leaders come motoring on by. But Phil Foltz losing his connection as he tries to get back up there to that 59 of Q Wood. But Wood has already dropped to the bottom behind Mullen up here. And I tell you, Phil Foltz in that 77 machine losing his dancing partner as he's got to pick up a new one here and hope for the best up here on that top line.
Yeah, JD, these guys are really starting to go at it. Now there's about 10, 12 cars on the high line. There's cars dicing and everything. There's just a big scrambled mess. Kind of looked like my breakfast this morning. Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. All right, and 8th position up here, Pro Stinger up there. He's working that top line. And I'll tell you something, you know, like we've been talking all night long, you can't jump up there and then jump back down thinking you didn't get anywhere. You got to jump up there and hang out. You got to stay up there and make it work. And I hope you can pick up some dancing partners and just you know, stay up there and work that top line. But I'll tell you what, they are starting to pile them up there now in back of 9th position. Looks like Chad Williams up here in 10th position, guys, in that 31 machine. He's taken up a position up there, and then Jay Richardson in 12th position, Jesse Richardson behind him in 12th position up here. So that top line's starting to form, John.
JD, they're actually pushed their way all the way side by side here. See if they can pull off a lead pass here and see if he keeps his dancing partner once he gets there, or if he slides down on that bottom line and takes the lead of this race.
You bet. And, you know, something else about these plate tracks, you know, you're talking about the draft and how important it is to keep the front end of that car clean and keep that spoiler as low as possible to get the most speed. The other thing that affects you, too, is the side draft. And you guys start going through the turns, you'll see them tucking down real low right next to that car down there next to them and working that draft coming off the car beside them. So that also helps, too. But I tell you, it's a trick when you get down there. You got to kind of toe your line up there and keep it nice and steady. But watching these guys going through the turns up here in the front, a little bit of slicing and dicing, guys, as we are just absolutely packed up like a sardine can up here in 5th position, guys. Randy Eliason up here in 5th position. So I tell you what, these guys are just starting to pack it in up here.
And there's a lot of unfamiliar names in here I ain't seen before. There's not too many sim drivers I don't run into here and there with our broadcasting since 2008, JD. But these guys are really doing a spectacular job here tonight, and I'm really, really impressed here in the ARCA sim. And I know a lot of these drivers are waiting the anticipated X-Patch, they call it, with the trucks and all kinds of updates. I ain't got to talk to Calder or Bill Zimmerman in quite a while. Maybe I'll have to give them a call, JD, see where they're at. I did hear they want us to do a couple of their practice races with the new truck mod coming out, so can't wait to see that.
Absolutely. ETV Live always rising to the occasion. But I tell you what, put the camera on the 13 car of Jesse Richardson. Out in front of him is going to be that blue machine of Chad Williams up here in 12th position, guys. Looks like he was kind of slicing and dicing back here a little bit, John. Looks like he might be fighting a loose car up here. Looked pretty good coming off of turn 4 there, guys. But I tell you what, been watching him for quite a while. And it seems like he gets awfully loose as they start piling up going through the tri-oval here. And remember, that's the fastest part of the track. It's also the most dangerous part of the track as we start going into turn 1 here. But going back through the pack here, guys, 2 by 2 all the way back as these guys start looking for a dancing partner.
And this is the hardest kind of racing, too, in sim racing, JD. When you get side by side, you see a lot of these cars really diving down, trying to get that side draft, because that side draft's almost more powerful than a 5-car draft, JD, which they've got about 10 or 12 on this high line. But you're watching these guys kind of zig around. You're kind of going, well, these cars are loose. They're not really loose. They're just running into dirty air, just like the real boys do. I mean, these cars simulate them just like the real boys. So, you know, when you're coming into these corners, you got side draft, you got air, you got dirty air, you got all kinds of things going on. It's very difficult to keep these cars right behind the car in front of you, which, you know, you got to keep it as close as you can and as line as close as you can to move forward, JD.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, we should be looking at green flag pit stop. Not sure what I know some of these guys are on a little bit different strategy, but pit stops should be coming our way in about, I'm going to guess here in about 10 laps or so for a lot of these guys. Remember, we had a caution back, I think it was back on lap 28 if I'm not mistaken. So about 20 laps on a tank of gas here. So I'm thinking probably at least in the next 8 to 10 laps, we should start seeing another group of what could be green flag pit stops here tonight at Talladega. So before we do that, clean and green, 41 laps in the books. Let me go ahead and step away. We'll take a quick commercial break right here, right now. You're watching live, ETV Live, Cowboy. Don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, tell you what, green flag pit stops coming our way, Cowboy. And I tell you what, they are absolutely smoking them up down here on pit road on that entrance down here. But I tell you, John, I was watching Eliason. He was in that 14 machine, I believe it is. He got completely out of shape, taking a piece of the pit wall, inside wall, with him as he made his way down pit road.
Yeah, they were 3-4 wide coming in pit road. There's a couple guys locking up their brakes on that last batch of pit stops when we went side by live during commercial. The folks at home didn't miss a thing, JD. In fact, they probably seen a better shot of it than you did.
Probably so. I was trying to fill my plate back there at the buffet table, and I heard John screaming like a banshee. But I tell you what, somebody we haven't been talking to yet here tonight, and absolutely we need to say thank you to Mama D. If it wasn't for Mama D, the buffet table would be full of nothing but crumbs and leftovers. But Mama D always filling the buffet table in the booth here for us tonight. Always glad to have you along for the ride, Mama D. Thanks for joining us here tonight. But I tell you what, green flag pit stops, I've never seen the like here, John. And I hate to throw the jinx at them tonight, but I'm seeing some pretty good transitions coming off that racetrack, 2 and 3 and 4 wide. As,
I don't mean to interrupt you, but they're 3 wide back here with the 17 machine. There's about 4 or 5 cars 3 wide here on the outside, trying to push this thing to the limit here and see if they can make something work on the high side. 3 wide, JD.
You bet that's going to be Steve Mahana up there on the top in that 17 car. And then I tell you what, they are just absolutely trying to hoof it around Talladega here tonight. Enoch's up there in 11th place up there on the top 2, taking it 3 wide through the tri-oval here, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, that is about the danger zone, being that sucker hole down there. Pro Stinger on the bottom as Enoch's in 9th position here, trying to get past him up here. Got a couple of dancing partners helping up here, but I'll tell you what, 3 wide in the front, all the way back to about, I think 12th position back here, guys, with Enoch's. Tro Howard down here on the bottom. I'll tell you what, they're getting after it now.
Yeah, I'm in the machine here of Sergeant, JD, in 12th place. He's up on the high line, up here in the wall, right behind the 14 Menards machine, and they are 3 wide, 4 deep, JD, and they're making it through these corners like it was nothing. I think they put them on autopilot, JD. Is that possible in Arkansas?
Hey, you think? I'll tell you what, hand it to these guys, even going 3 wide like this through the tri-oval. And I tell you, that's an e-ticket ride all by itself. If you're stuck in that middle spot, there is the other boys call it the sucker hole. But Enoch's up here in 11th position. Things are finally settling out for him as he kind of loses his dancing partner up there in front of him as they start piling by him down there. And it's going to be Kay Galou in 13th position. Goes past, but I tell you what, it's all about position here at Talladega, John, and when you can get it.
Yeah, and this is a big old wide speedway, but it can cause a lot of troubles. It looks like the lead pack's all coming down the pit, JD.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, there's a bunch of them coming down. Smoke them up on pit road there, across that commit line down there. 55 miles an hour. Almost looks like Cotterill was getting out of shape up here. That's going to be Jason Cotterill in 6th position as he makes his way into his pit box. And I'll tell you what, it's a huge traffic jam down here on pit road. 4 tires and gas for these guys to back out on the track. That's going to turn the lead over to Pro Stringer up here in the front in the 1st position. John Vine in behind him for 2nd position, about 1.5 seconds back. So I'll tell you what, they're starting to mix it up. And green flag pit stop still underway here at Talladega.
JD, the 55 car's out on the front stretch. He got hit on pit road. I think he's parked there. Wow, he got it back around. This is the leaders came back around, JD. Almost annihilated that 55 machine.
Yeah, I tell you what, always dangerous making that move down around pit road for sure. These guys start start peeling off of pit road. So I'll tell you what, it's going to be 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats for all these guys. But what do we got down there, John?
Yeah, let's see if we can get on this 55 car. It's Pro Smith, JD. Real pretty car. He comes down off pit road here, and I believe he's going to make contact. Just runs out of room here. The 17's coming out. I can't quite read with my old ancient eyes the car that's in the middle, but it shoves him into the 55 car, and that's going to spin him up into the grass and right on the entry of turn 1 with these leaders coming at him, JD.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean now, guys. I'm actually looking at it too. Oh man, I tell you what, they look like I don't know what do you call those things at the end of the bowling alley down there, where you throw the ball down and bowling pins or whatever. I tell you what a traffic jam coming down pit road. That looks like a 405 freeway at 5 o'clock in my neighborhood. And any freeway in your neighborhood for sure.
And JD, this puts Stinger way out there all by itself in the lead here. At least it's still showing him in the lead, JD. This 55 car, I believe that is. That's the one we just seen. Or no, wait, that's a 65 car. He's out here in the lead all by himself, and we know that ain't no good at Talladega. There's about 5, 6, 7 cars in the draft here, just going to wing right by him, going to put him back there to the back like a bowl of butter.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. He certainly got his bonus points in there for leading the lap, but I tell you, when they're all piled up and in behind you, and you're a single car out there, I tell you what, it's like being parked at the curb when they come on by. That's going to be giddy up brow in that 21 machine out in front with Jim Scarborough. Scarborough's starting 3rd tonight, hanging out in the top 5 pretty much all night long. And let me tell you something about Scarborough. All right, he's no stranger to this front row up here, Cowboy. So keep your eye on that number 16 machine.
Yeah, I'm in the cockpit of Jim Scarborough now. Believe he's still racing over 30-plus racing, JD. He's going about 63, 6,400 RPM here, about 100, and I think you're going to see him top out here about 191 miles an hour down the backstretch. Just staying right behind the car in front of him, trying to keep him pushing. As we're seeing that 00 starting to work that line on the outside, JD, through his rearview mirror here. They're going to come into turn 3 and 4 about 191 miles an hour. They're going to have to just you don't never let off the gas too much, JD, unless you've got a pack of 7 or 8, 10 cars here. You got to let off, because there's a lot of checking up going on. But these guys got these pedals to the floor, trying to push each other around this track. That 00 behind him, I was looking in his rearview mirror. It don't look like he's making a whole lot of gainway here on these 2 leaders.
You bet. And I tell you, was looking in 5th position there, 31 car of Chad Williams, guys. Chad was all the way to the back. He was the last car in this lead pack up here. And I'll tell you, working that draft and worked right up on alongside, staying on the bottom down there, and from about 8th position right up into the top 5 up here, now running in 4th. But these guys are starting to break down in packs here. Pro Stinger in 8th position. He's pretty much the last car in that lead pack. And then we pick it up with, I believe it's going to be, well, now my timing is changing here again, so not quite sure.
And I believe it's the 22nd place back here with Kyle. I'm not even going to try that last name, Gelox. It looks like this is going to be the 2nd or 3rd pack here, JD. There's about 7 or 8 cars in there, and these guys aren't exactly doing what I would call trying to catch this other pack, because they almost go 3 wide there for a second. Not very good form line here at all for trying to catch up with that pack.
Yeah. I tell you, my telemetry was just changing right there. But looking at the timings here, guys. Now Paul Hahn, he's going to be back here in 11th position. He's going to be the leader of that 2nd pack back here behind the lead. Now they're 2.7 seconds, almost 3 seconds off the lead. But I'll tell you what, it's a no-brainer. 52 laps, a little past halfway point here at Talladega. Still a lot of laps left here at this 2.6-mile track. But 11th position back here, Paul Hahn. Now he's bringing Lance Main, Sedlec in 13th. In 14th position, Steve Mahanis. He's got a group of them back here, looking to catch up with him up there as we put 53 laps on the books here at Talladega, guys.
Yeah, JD, Jesse Richardson back here in 15th spot. Actually, that's a junior. Got a little pack of cars here, about 7 or 8 cars, maybe 6 cars here. But these guys are side by side too. I mean, it's just like these guys aren't trying to work together here. Is they got 2 packs of 3 here, basically drafting together instead of all 6 cars lined up, trying to move forward. These guys are just basically racing each other.
Yeah, you bet. I was just looking at back here in the back 25th position, guys, with Pro AC in a 6 machine. I believe that's a 6 car back here. Pro AC. Anyway, he's in 25th position, guys, and he's not done too well at Talladega in the past. Finishing outside the top 10 in April, and then. Last time here in January, finishing in 14th. So AC doing what he can with his dancing partner there, SoCal, trying to get that machine up to the front here. But I tell you what, out in front, Giddy Up and Scarborough, looking pretty sharp up there, guys. Now he's got Pro Schreiner up there in that 00 in 3rd position, and Mullen in 4th in that 11 machine. So these guys are looking pretty sharp up here for now. 55 laps in the books here at Talladega. Why don't we go ahead and step away? We're going to take another commercial break. I need to check out that buffet table, get me something cold to drink. Hey, cowboy, don't wander off. We'll be right back.
Hey dude, are you ready to rock and roll? If that's cool, then you need to do it over at HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, 4 stations broadcasting 24/7 with everything from metal favorites to the 80s classic rock like legendary Leonard Skinner, Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, and bone-rattling, skull-crushing rock and roll on hard driving radio. And partnered with Nuff World Simulation Gaming, check out the HD Radio Network's Nuff Radio with Bear Factory, Stone Temple Pilots, Def Leppard, and a whole lot more. HDRadionetwork.com. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. And we are back live here at Talladega. And I'll tell you what, the leader in sim broadcasting, ETV Live, ingenuity and vision. We have certainly set the bar in providing the best online simulation autosports broadcasting. I'll tell you, as your online autosports entertainment network, cowboy, join ETV Live from Sebring, Florida for the 120 minutes of Sebring on May 20th at 1:20 p.m. Eastern. And I'm looking forward to that one. And I'll tell you what, we'll talk about the dirt one here in just a minute. But let's go back up to the front row up here. I'll tell you what, giddy up here in the front with Jim Scarborough, your leaders up here, making it look pretty easy. 58 laps in the books here at Talladega. Premium Racing Online Pro Cup Series. And I tell you, it ain't over until the fat lady sings, as always here at any track. So we've still got lots of racing here to go.
JD?
Over here go ahead, John.
I'm sorry, JD, but I'll tell you what, these guys have put on a better show than 99.9% of the leagues that we cover in the ARCA Sim. These guys are doing a spectacular job here tonight, and I can't quite see the scoring monitor, JD, but I don't think we've lost a single car tonight.
Yeah, we've got actually Eric Wirtz, Race Nut,
Dwayne Ham, Kep, and Hodge all have put their cars up on the hauler, John, and headed for the barn. That's going to be 5 cars out for the night. Not quite sure why, but you know, doing pretty good. Now again, I did a little bit of homework this afternoon. You know, taking a look at previous races here at Talladega with these guys. They run a caution average of about 2. So 43 cars on the track here starting the race here tonight, and we've only had the 1 caution so far, and we believe that was a debris caution at best. So I'll tell you what, these guys certainly know how to put on a show. Absolutely. John, I was just checking over here in the chat room, and I think we've got a couple of newcomers. Gregory Drake along for the ride. Greg has logged in. He's watching the race here tonight. And, of course, Christian, always got to say howdy, my little buddy Christian. He's all the way from Costa Rica, cowboy. He likes to hang out over here at ETV Live. And, Christian, haven't seen you over at the office in the lobby over there for a while. Hope everything's going all right for you. And you better be studying.
I think he found himself a girlfriend, JD. That's why he don't come over and see us anymore. Kind of miss our late night gatherings we have at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when we're busy at work over at ETV Live. But yeah, we ain't seen old Christian around in a while, so maybe he found him a little hot cake there, JD.
All right, Christian from Costa Rica, ETV Live's biggest fan number 1, I guess you'd call him. But oh, I see. He's got finals. Ah, good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. And you better be pulling that 4.0 grade point average, dude. I'm going to come down there to Costa Rica and kick your butt. But I'll tell you what, back out here on the track, these guys up in front making it look too easy, John. So let's move back through the field here a little bit. Pretty much, you know, single file. Now we've got Pro Howard up here in 5th position, guys, trying to make that top line work, peeling off green flag pit stops coming our way again here as the leaders pull off. That's going to put Howard up in front, so let's keep an eye on pit road.
Oh, contact, JD. Sorry to interrupt you. The 16 and 00 make contact on entry at pit wall. I believe that 16 might have bounced off that entry wall there on the left side coming into pit road. Just wasn't enough room, and they make slight contact. I don't think it slowed down either one of them a whole lot, but a 16 machine, a 00 slides into his pit stop. 16 slides, perfect pit stop, guys. Just right in a perfect spot for the pit crew to get around and put fuel in that machine. I don't think he's going to take any tires. That 00 is going to beat him out by a long ways. I think that 16, JD, forgot to shut off damage, and he's still sitting there in his pit stall. He's finally leaving after the other 3 that he pitted with long gone, JD.
You bet. That's Jim Scarborough, and I'll tell you, a position means everything, even on pit roads. That's going to set him back a ways. And I'll tell you, he's got
right, yellow flag, back it down.
Caution coming out on the track, guys.
Okay, leader just
and
took
we'll see if we can't roll it around here and
closed.
find out what it is. I got a funny feeling it probably happened down around pit road, but we'll take a look and see if we can't find it here. I'm looking at L Main here in 13th position. See if we can't put it on delay here and figure out what happened. Actually, smoke in front of them, John. And still looking here. I think they're going 3 wide up here in front. Still not finding it here. And all right, go ahead, John, if you got it.
Yeah, I'm going to bring this back here, JD, and we're going to see the 2 car. He's going to come flying up. He's down there on the apron, JD, and he loses machine. He's going to come up, slide straight up into this 26 car, and he's going to knock his lights out, JD, like no other. He's going to make contact with him, slide him into the wall, going to send him into the catch fence, JD. He's going to roll on the catch fence here. Wow, that's the highest flying ARCA sim car I think I've ever seen.
Wow, yeah, I just finally caught up to it here. Boy, they're scattered around on the front stretch up here pretty good, and oh, what a hit. I'll tell you what, Cowboy, put a couple of wings in a jet engine. See you, Toto, on your way to Kansas. But watching Chad Williams in the 5th position here, he got caught up in it as well, trying to save that car, but he gets into the inside wall. He's going to take some major damage on the front left of that machine of his. So Caution number 2 coming out here at Talladega while we were doing, while we were under green flag pit stops, guys.
Well, they broke our record, I believe, JD. That's the first real caution I've seen tonight.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, still got to hand it to these guys. You know, John, the first caution, we believe that was a debris caution. We could not find any hint of anybody being involved in that.
Okay, pits are open for all
and
cars.
Of course, this
We
one,
can pit now.
you're on lap 64, but, you know, of course, that one's going to take a couple of cars out, at least some damage, and that's going to hurt them big time for sure.
And I believe we're going to see everybody come back down pit road here. If they can fill the tank up here. In fact, I'm surprised to see them come down right here and not next lap, unless I'm back behind a lap here. But I think I would have waited till the very last second to come down and pick as much flash as you can, because 22 laps from here would take them about, what, lap 86. So I'd imagine if we don't have any more caution, these guys are going to split the distance here on fuel. So you might not see everybody fill their tanks completely.
Okay, we're going back to green next time by. Lap cars on the inside.
You bet. Then I'll tell you what, see if I can work the calculators here a little bit. But this may pay out to be a fuel strategy game in the end here after all, guys. We know they have at least one more pit stop for fuel here at Talladega tonight. Remember, 94 laps on the board, 65 in the books right now. We are under caution for the, legitimately, I would say, for the first time here tonight with some damaged cars. So, I tell you, I know crew chiefs down there burning up the calculators too. But why don't we go ahead and step away? Let's take a commercial break. You're watching live ATV Live, premium racing online at Talladega, Cowboy. Don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to Talladega, guys. First, what we call the real caution coming out. Of course, this is caution number 2. First one being a debris caution. Second one coming out a little bit damage to several vehicles, but I'm trying to get Phil Foltz on the radio up here in the booth. Phil, it's JD, man. You got a copy on it?
Green.
Hey, JD, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, bud. I think we just caught you at a bad time up here, but how's it going down there, my friend?
I don't know. They just dropped the green flag.
All right, yellow flag. Back it down.
But caution's out.
Well, there's a yellow for you, Phil.
All right, tell you what, let's sit tight on that here for a minute as we try to figure this one out. All right, we're rolling it backwards here, trying to figure out what brought this one out. Certainly, it couldn't have been Phil Foltz texting while he was driving, but we'll get to Phil here in a minute as we try to get this one figured out here. I still can't find it, John. I have no clue what brought this caution out on the restart.
It was probably Phil. He's sitting there talking on the radio and trying to drive at the same time. I thought you could multitask, Phil.
I don't know, man. I didn't even realize they dropped the green flag. You know, I was trying to have a couple cookies and some ice cream and, you know, just trying to get things together out here.
Okay, the leader just took the yellow. Pit road's closed.
All right.
Pit road's closed.
I'll tell you what, Phil, 67 laps in the books. We know even right now, I don't think you're going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Any kind of fuel strategy working out down there?
No, not really, man. We're way short on fuel, so it's going to be a long hoe here. Tell you what, we're hoping to get one more quickie in, stop and gas her up and make it to the end. We got busted for speeding earlier, so we're a little deep in the field.
All right, and you know, you and I believe it was Jim Scarborough running up there in the top 5 all night. He got busted here a while back, but I'll tell you what, I know you got your work cut out for you down there, talking to your crew chief, getting ready for the restart here. We're going to go ahead and cut you loose. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, JD. We'll see you.
Now, Phil, we're really sorry, buddy.
Yeah, just remember, no texting and driving at the same time.
10-4.
All right. Phil Foltz down there on the track, and I'll tell you what, you heard him getting a speeding ticket down there, so he's kind of buried in the back. It's 25th position back here, John, so he's got his work cut out.
I didn't even hear the one to go. I mean, the lights are still on the pace car, or at least I thought they was. Maybe I'm seeing stars.
You bet. Well, I'll tell you what, it's time to get another plug in here. And this one's pretty hot. It's coming at the end of the month, launching real soon here. Dirt TV Live, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, if you like playing in the dirt, John, you like playing in the dirt?
I still have my sand pail, JD, if that's what you're asking.
Wrong kind of dirt, Cowboy. I'll tell you what. You want to watch, you want to keep your eye on this, starting real soon, bringing you the best in online dirt racing, from late model dirt racing to the famed winged sprint cars. You want to join us on May 30th and 31st, maybe even sooner than that, Cowboy. But on May 30th and 31st, The Dream from Eldora Speedway as Dirt Late Model Sim presents.
Okay, we're going back to
The
green
Dream
next time
live
by.
on Dirt
Lap cars
TV
on the
Live.
inside.
And I'll tell you what, I'm really looking forward to that. We've got Brett Wheeler coming on board. I believe Tyler Bennett or Tyler Burnett, and Mike Keaton. He's stepping up to the plate. He wants to call some of these dirt races too. So I tell you what, keep your eye on ETV Live, Cowboy. ETV-eplay.net. Dirt racing coming your way.
Yeah, I can't wait either, JD. First time we did one of these broadcasts about 3-4 months ago, I just fell in love with it. I mean, the action's nonstop. It's just a blast to watch these dirt racers sling these cars into the corner, most of the time on 3 wheels, JD, so it takes quite a bit of talent, a little bit more than it takes to drive on the asphalt with all 4 wheels on the ground. Well, except for that last caution when we seen one up in the catch fence on no wheels.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and also, of course, you know, we really haven't talked about it much, but you know, we've got a road racing coming our way too. ETV Live, you know, working on being your online auto sports network for just about any kind of racing, and some new things coming our way here at ETV Live. So check us out, etv-eplay.net. Check in over at the forum over there. Join up, have a chat with the crew, with the ETV Live crew, and have some fun with us. But 68 laps in the books here tonight. Of course, the third caution of the night coming right on the restart there, guys, back about lap 66 or so. But I tell you, you know, John, for even 3 cautions, the first one kind of a no-brainer. Some damage on the second and third one, but I'll tell you, 43 cars, you know, qualified tonight. And we've gone this far with an outstanding race.
Yeah, most definitely, JD. And the leader, Pro Schreiner, here in that 00 car,
Green.
there's quite a bit of damage on the left door there. And I don't know if that's going to slow him up here on this restart, as we do got one lap down car on the inside line. And I don't think he's going to make much of a battle here. There's about 8 cars in that lead draft here with that 21 pushing that 00 Schreiner. Going to try and keep him up in the lead with that DeWalt machine of 11 in third place here, guys.
That's going to be Hugh Wood on the inside up there, guys. I tell you, he was your pole sitter tonight. But Schreiner has pretty much led most of the laps up here. Jim Scarborough, 4th place, in 4th position now. Remember, he had to come down pit road earlier and got a speeding ticket. Had to start in the back, And then, you know, he forgot to tell his crew chief not to fix a car on a couple of cautions ago, gets stuck on pit road as his crew's working on his car, and again starts out in the back, all the way up to the top 5, John.
Yeah, JD, and I've been waiting to say this all night, and I couldn't say it too many times because he's led most of the laps here at this race. But that Pro Giddy Up Brown, buddy, you need to take that 21 car and giddy up, son.
Giddy up for sure. And I'll tell you what, the 59, 36th position down here, Q Wood, I believe he got a penalty on the restart there, guys, as he came down, did a pass through. Q Wood, your pole sitter, going down a lap here at Talladega, guys. 70 laps in the books as this thing starts to wind down. So 24 to go here. And I'm just hearing some feedback from the 77 machine down there, John, that he's on his way to the front. Of course, the 77, that's going to be that 17th position of Philip Foltz. We just talked to him on the radio. So Philip Foltz, I tell you what, a celebrity from HD Radio Network over there. He's a lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah, and I believe we have the ETV cop sitting down here waiting for after this race. Going to give him a ticket for texting and driving, JD.
Yeah, I tell you what, very much single file from him all the way to the front up here. And we've got the 90 of Popolowski. He's going to be in 8th position up here, 7th position, as I believe he's working with the 32. I'm trying to see who that is. I believe that's Williamson up here in front of him. So I'll tell you what, trying to make that top line work here as the laps start winding down here at Talladega.
Yeah, JD, and I think they're going to need a few more cars up there. There's not too many takers who want to go up there and help them out here, as they're continuing to lose spots up there on that high line with only 2 cars, and there's a good 12, 15, there's a good 20-some cars in that lead draft. I did see one car shoot up to that high line, going to try and get up there and help them, as that so far, and there's come a couple more led by that 77 machine, JD, so that outside line, once again, starting to form.
You bet. Lance Main 11th position, as Lance Main in 11th position up here, trying to get that damaged car of his up to the front and work with Popolowski up here in 9th position, guys. Now, while Popolowski's got some help, it's going to come in the form of the 32 machine up here. That's going to be 9th place. Scott Williamson trying to get that upper line to work. Now, here's the deal, Cowboy. Even though we're 72 laps in the books here and they're going backwards, you got to hang out and make it work. And hope that, hope for the best up here. But if you just keep dancing around top to bottom, you'll never make that top line work. But Scott Williamson and Popolowski certainly giving it their best as we put 73 laps in the books here at Talladega.
Yeah, this is we're getting about the 20 to go mark here, JD, and this is about when business is going to pick up. These drivers are going to start to make their way to the front and see what they got compared to the rest of these drivers here. And in 20 laps, it ain't much if you're sitting back there around 30th or 25th or 30th spot. That's a lot of spots to gain here in the ARCA Sim at Talladega Motor Speedway.
And here's the other thing too. We also know that a lot of these guys are not going to be able to make it to the end. In fact, most of the field. So we're looking at least one more pit stop before they throw the checkered flag here at Talladega tonight, guys. So it's going to be a free-for-all for sure before this thing is over on pit road. And of course, they could probably pit right now at any time and still get enough fuel packed into those tanks to be able to make it. So the top line is starting to form now, guys, as they start inching closer. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Remember, Scott Williamson up here in 5th place, and he's got Popolowski in behind him. Now, they were dropping like a rock there for a while, but I'll tell you what, they made it work as more cars start joining them up there on the top, and now they're starting to push forward.
Yeah, JD, this outside line's gained about 10 spots here. There's about 10, 11 cars up on this high line. Here they come, JD. They're on the outside of the 30. He gets a bad bump draft from that 90 machine, and the 77 there almost cost a big one here, but they're really moving that outside line.
You bet. And Philip Foltz, remember we talked to him. He's in that 77 machine. He's in 6th position already, guys. From the back to the front. HD Radio Network getting in trouble from a bump draft. All right, Phil's hanging on to it up there. I'll tell you what, almost getting out of shape coming off of turn 4. or turn 2 rather, as Philip Foltz manages that steering wheel down there in that 77 machine.
Pass for the lead on outside of that 32 machine, JD. The 90's pushing him. He's got an edge on him coming into turn 3 and 4 here. Coming out of turn 4, JD. That 32 machine of Scott Williamson got the lead.
All right, and I'll tell you what, Popolowski pushing him right on down through the trioval down there now. Is Williamson going to hang on long enough to let the 90 come along with him? It doesn't look that way. 32 car looks like he's trying to make the dance up on that top line. Schreiner picking up steam down there on the bottom, guys. 76 laps in the book, Cowboy. It might as well be lap 94 as these guys racing for the checkered flag.
Yeah, these guys are just going at it, JD. I told you it was 20 laps to go. Now just a little bit less than that, probably about 18 laps to go. These guys are getting on the wheel, and they're taking a lot more chances, and the car gets pushed 3 wide for a split second there. I believe that's the 5 car. That highlight is definitely moving, JD, with that 32 and 90, and that 77 machine, I believe, is Phil Foltz in 3rd spot, JD.
There it is, and I'll tell you what, you know, they need to drop to the bottom, cover that lane down there. But here's the deal, Cowboy. Still got one more pit stop to go as Scott Williamson gives up the lead up there on the top. He's gonna turn it over to the 90 of Popolowski up here. Williamson gonna drop back and fill that hole behind the 77, almost clipping a 00 as they come off of turn 2, guys.
JD, he didn't give up that spot. They dumped him and left him out there. That 90 machine, he just dumped him. He dove underneath him, had that push from Phil Foltz, and they just took the lead of this race. They said, bye, Cowboy. You got us up here, but we don't need you no more.
I'll tell you what, I guess that 32 machine didn't pay the piper down here, but Phil Foltz and Popolowski certainly did. And I'll tell you what, a couple of dancing partners out there, and they got the music cranked up, Cowboy. But I tell you, you know, I wish we could open up that mic to the fans out there. I've actually got Phil Foltz on a whisper to me up here, guys, on a private channel, and he's yelling corn dogs and Coronas, Cowboy. I tell you what, Phil Foltz doing an outstanding job from the back to the front as he's working with Popolowski up here. 78 laps in the books here at Talladega. I tell you what, we might as well have started the race right here, right now. But it is absolutely starting to heat up down here. Now remember, we've got one more pit stop. Phil Foltz cannot make it to the end, John. So he and Popolowski have to come down pit road one more time. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big risk. I mean, some of these drivers are going to try and avoid the big, massive pit stop because everybody's going to run out of fuel at the same time. So now it's a strategy game. Do I pit a little bit early? Do I wait late and get involved with a 20 or 30 car field, all trying to pit at the same time? And if you do pit early, will the caution come out and throw us to the back of this field and possibly put us a lap down? So there's going to be a lot of strategy. As there's still an outside line forming, JD, back there about 8th, 9th spot.
You bet. And let's move it on back to about 8th spot. Pro RCR, he's got that top line working for him back here. He's got Richardson up on top helping him, and then in behind him is going to be Chad Williams. And I tell you, they're trying to make that top line work. The 61 of Vine up there on that top line making it work too. But I tell you what, they got a long ways to go to get up to that 77 machine and that 20 machine out there in the front. That's going to be Phil Foltz and the Popolowski machine. But I tell you what, you know, like I said, you got to make that top line work. You just stay up there, hang out, hope for the best. You know, other guys will join you up there, other cars, and Pro RCR certainly trying to get to position and put that machine forward up here on that top lane, John.
And JD, this racing is just freaking amazing. It's got my blood pumping for the ARCA sim again. We've just seen a spectacular show here tonight, and this is definitely going to go in our top 10 archives on the ePlay site.
You bet. Scarborough breaking off, entering the pits, as well as Williamson, giddy up, entering the pits. So here we go. Green flag pit stops coming our way. Now again, keep your eye on the commit line down there, pit road. They make that transition. They got to go from 190 miles an hour down to 55 as they peel off leader. They're pitting off Williamson, starting to come down. And I'll tell you what, that's going to leave Foltz and Popolowski up here in the front. So are they next?
And JD, I believe you're going to see everybody come down in suit. Not too many laps ago. If I remember right, I think they can make the lap 84, 85, 86, somewhere in that range there. But you got the 77 of Phil Holtz and our leader way out in front of the pack by about 10, 12 car lengths, JD. That 99 machine trying to catch up with him. There's a bigger draft behind him, so I imagine it's not going to take much. And when they do catch him, they're just going to blow around him. Is that outside line? Oh, contact there, JD, on that high line there. Came down just a little, trying to get a little side draft there. Came down just a little bit too close.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, you know, if it was me and Popolowski, I'd be making my pit stop right now. But doesn't seem to be the case. 81 laps in the books as the laps start winding down here. But I'll tell you what, you know, I would have come down then, John. I wouldn't have risked, you know, a second line forming up there behind me.
I hate to interrupt, but there's 3 wide here. I can't make out the car. It's in the middle here. Looks like it's that that 08 machine, that speed orange, bright orange machine. He was 3 wide. Now the 31's 3 wide back here with the 29 on the outside. Wow, JD, these guys aren't holding back anything now here.
This is going to be the 97 of Montefiore up here in 15th position, working that sucker hole in there. Moves to the bottom up here as these guys start trying to find a hole down here on the bottom. Remember, they have to come in and pit for fuel. No tires, you know, just a quick gas and go. As we've got some breaking off, a big pack of them breaking off, coming down the pit road here. And there's smoke is pouring off the tire. 77 going around, guys.
Phil Holtz out.
Phil Holtz going around as he backs the car into the inside wall. Misses the commit line, Cowboy. That's certainly going to be an e-ticket ride. He's going to get a penalty out of that for sure. But the green flag pit stop's underway here as the laps start winding down. It'll be 10 to go when the leaders cross the line, John.
Yeah, this will put Pro Howard in the lead here, JD. I don't think he's pitted yet either. There's a couple cars coming up to speed right in front of him, and they're 3, 4 wide right behind him, JD. This is going to be tough. These guys are going to have to narrow this down here, or we're going to have a big collision. That 51 machine, and I believe that's 84 down on the bottom, JD. They narrowly miss him.
Tell you what, a couple of slow cars down on the bottom. That was one of them was Sargent back there. I believe Sargent is down a few laps, if I'm not mistaken. Looking down the list here, yeah, that's going to be from Nufworld, that 51 machine, the Sargent. He's down 1 lap. I believe he just went down that lap just then. Sargent making his pit stop. But checking back in 29th position, guys, the 77 car of Philip Foltz. And I tell you what, that had to have been torturous, making his pit road entry, getting out of shape, actually turned his car around, backs it into the inside wall. So damage on the back of that machine, guys. So the 77 might be out of contention here, John, with 10 laps to go at Talladega.
Yeah, and JD, how fast you can go from hero to zero, as I see a lot of smoke here. There's a car sitting on the infield, JD, still no caution. I couldn't quite see what car it was, but there was somebody down there in the grass with a whole lot of smoke going on.
Pro Shiner, 26th position, guys. Pro Shiner, who has led most of the laps here at Talladega tonight, on his way down pit road. And I'll tell you what, you know, leave the shoes on. It's just going to be a quick bucket of oats, and back out he goes. Pro Shiner making his way back out onto the track. Popolowski coming down as well. I think Popolowski might be serving a penalty, guys, a penalty here as he comes all the way down pit road and does not stop. So Popolowski, I believe, was serving a penalty.
And our new leader, JD, is Pro Howard in the first position. He has got the badassest car I've ever seen in Arkansas. Got 2 big old mean eyes on the front of the hood of that thing, JD. That is one wicked-looking ride.
Absolutely. Howard sitting 4th in points, guys, coming into Talladega tonight. Finished 7th at Richmond last week, and also a 7th place finish last time out at Talladega. So and that was last January. So Pro Howard looking pretty good. He's only 18 points off the lead, so looking to make up some pretty good time here, you know, as far as points go at Talladega here tonight. But pretty much a bunch of pro guys out here in front. Howard, Buck, JRW, SoCal, Stinger. And I want to go back to Schreiner, looking for Schreiner, and man, there's a huge list you got to scroll through here with these guys. But Pro Schreiner all the way back in 26th position. Now, that last trip down pit road, John, I believe he was serving a penalty as well, as he is now 1 lap down. No chance of recovery but a 0-0.
Yeah, a couple of those pit stops, JD, there was, just like I said earlier, I mean, you're going to take the chance, pit a little bit early, coming in with 3 or 4 cars, or come in with a big gang of cars, like 10 or 12, 14 cars, which we seen didn't play out too good for that 77 car, Phil Holtz, as he got turned. So, I mean, it's just a big gamble. I mean, you should come in, I mean, to me, if I was racing, if they'd still let me race, but most leagues won't. But well, like I said, I would have came in with 4 cars, took my chances, made a clean pit stop in and out, and you might have came in top 5 or top 10 of this race. But when you come in with a big pack, like we talked about earlier, you take that chance of a couple cars locking up their brakes or getting into trouble and spinning you or just causing a caution.
You bet. And I'll tell you, Montefiore was up there with SoCal up in the front. Montefiore now on pit road. He's being shown in about 5th position, John. Gas and go for him. Montefiore getting a quick gas and go here as he makes his way back down pit road. And it's a long ways to that commit line down there at the end of pit road. But also on pit road is going to be Art Tolles in 3rd position. He's dropping off, filling his tank. He'll get back out there, too, in that 31 machine. As the laps start winding down here, Cowboy, 88 laps in the books. I believe that's going to be 6 laps to go here at Talladega. So I tell you what, the fat lady's getting ready to get up and sing. I can hear the band warming up, John.
JD, and our leader has to come down and pit with 6 laps to go. Pro SoCal. Wow, that's got to really suck, JD. Come down leading the race with only 6 laps to go and just don't quite have enough fuel to make it.
You know, when you get down to this point, you always wanted the leaders do. Now, you know, the first time around when the leaders came in, at least 1 lap, you know, you want to come in with them. But I tell you, to wait this long, I believe that's going to put SoCal too far back in hopes of gaining anything more here tonight. But I tell you what, Cowboy, this has been one heck of a race here at Talladega tonight. And I believe... well, I got to wait till the...
Still showing him the leader, JD, as he's coming off pit road. He's still our leader. Can he do it here? There's a couple cars coming. The pack's coming here, JD. If he can get up to speed here, he could hold on to this lead, but I don't think it... he's going to earn about 131 miles an hour, and our leaders are going to 180, JD. I'm not sure he can hold on to that as the 9 cars coming around.
I'll tell you what, he is absolutely hoofing that machine off of the transition road down there, almost losing it. But Montefiore in the 09 makes it past him, and there go our leaders, guys. So we can put Montefiore up to the lead up here. Montefiore in the #1 position with JRW, Buck, and Howard. And behind, SoCal comes out in 5th position. But I'll tell you what, he's 2.7 seconds off the leaders up there, John. So I'll tell you what, it's got to be a lead foot for sure in the cockpit of that machine as the 21. Gideon comes around with the 16 pushing. That's going to be Jim Scarborough. Jim Scarborough working back towards the front here. SoCal losing positions right and left as he drops back to 9th position, John.
Yeah, JD, I'm in the car with Pro JRW here, and our leader's out there all by his lonesome. Doesn't stand a chance in heck of holding on to this lead as he's closing up on him, a high rate of speed. You don't have nothing to do but just fall down the bottom line and watch yourself get past.
That's going to put JRW out in front with Buck pushing Howard as the tag-along back here in 3rd position. Montefiore is going to try to get up there beside him, but I'll tell you what, he's fighting Giddy up for that position back here, guys. And I'll tell you, when they cross the start-finish line, it's going to be 3 to go here at Talladega, 91 in the books. And this has been one heck of a night here at Talladega. I'll tell you what, Cowboy, this will absolutely be worth a second look, and you can catch it at etv-eplay.net. But hang on to your hats, Cowboy. I believe I hear the band warming up down there. The fat lady, she's getting ready to get up and start bellowing out of tune here at Talladega. JRW out in front. When they come back around, guys, it'll be 2 to go.
JD, that high line's forming here with 09 with the 90 behind them here. Let's see if they can gain some momentum as they're going to duck back down behind the leaders. And when they come out of the corner here, there's a lap down car on the outside. I guarantee you're going to see them pop to the outside line, try and pull that draft. There they go. They're trying to take the lead of this race, JD, with an 09 car leading them.
That's going to be Montefiore up there on top, guys, in fourth position. Montefiore, you know, working hard to keep that 09 machine up there in front. But I tell you what, Howard and Buck and JRW are not going to have anything of it. Now, here, you know, here's the deal. You know, JRW is out in front. Buck is right behind him. He's in the catbird seat. So when they come around for the last time, hey, are we friends anymore?
I think the friends thing been out the window for 20 laps, JD. You're going to do everything you can to get your car to the front. Heck with the rest of them. Your friends still in the last 10 laps to go, and that's all out the window.
You bet. 92 laps in the books here, guys, and we are 2 to go here. And I tell you, it's been a heck of a night here at Talladega. And, you know, got to hand it to these guys, even with... you know, I think we've got about 7 cars sitting on the haulers down there tonight. But I'll tell you what, starting out tonight with 43 cars, 3 cautions tonight as these guys come around on the white flag lap, guys. And I'll tell you what, JRW out in front, Buck in second, Howard in that tag-along seat with the 09 coming up alongside. This is it, Cowboy. This is all she's got is Howard trying to protect that top line up there. Montefiore is going to get past him up here, going down the backstretch. The 90 pushing him along. I tell you what, I don't know that they're going to have the speed coming off of turn 4 here, guys. In the middle of the turn here, making that side draft off of Howard down there on the bottom. Buck on the inside down here behind JRW. Is Buck going to stay there as they start heading towards the start-finish line? I tell you what, the 09 picking up speed up here on that top. Who's going to get there first? And it looks like it's, contact with the 25, I believe it was. But it looks like it's going to be JRW, Buck, and Montefiore with a strong third-place finish here at Talladega.
Wow, what a race, JD. We knew this was going to be a good race to the end here, and they proved every bit of that. We've seen one fine race here, one for the ETV record books for sure.
Boy, I tell you what, it's been a long time, you know, since we've seen a race like this. 43 cars, Cowboy, and I tell you, 35 of them crossing the start-finish line here tonight. So, outstanding race, you know, and we'll give them that first caution. We believe that was a debris caution, happened on lap 28. But, you know, the second 2 cautions, one on 64, the other one I think it was on 67 or 66. A little bit of damage to a few cars, but I'll tell you what, John, this is one of the best races at Talladega I've seen in a very long time.
And we're going to see this 34 machine, Pro JRW. He's going to come down and light up them Hoosier tires on that ARCA machine, JD. You can count on that. The beer's already getting prepared down there for post-race celebration. You got all 3 of them down here. They can't figure out which one wants to light them up the most. Maybe none of them are, JD. Maybe they're just going to sit there.
Well, I think they got strict instructions from the race officials, John. You know, for the Kodak moment. You know, put your car down on the start-finish line. But I tell you, you know, excellent race here tonight. JRW picking up the big one here from Talladega. Buck with a strong second finish, and Montefiore, you know, fighting back on that top side up there, not knowing whether he was going to be able to get it or not. But outstanding race. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and step away and take a quick commercial break here and get ready for the post-race show here from Talladega. So don't wander off, Cowboy. We'll be right back. MTCO Communications, dude, I'll tell you what, the only place to get your gaming servers, no contract, month to month. Get gaming tonight with Battlefield 2. Hey, Call of Duty, do it with R Factor, ARCA Sim Racing, dude. I'll tell you what, $49 a month, no better deal anywhere. Remote access, virus filters, remote power cycle, no player limit, no bandwidth, dude. Dedicated servers. Hey, do it tonight. Give them a call, 800-859-6826.
Do you know where your world is?
I think I found it.
All right, welcome back to Talladega, and I'll tell you what a race here tonight. 43 cars starting the field, 35 picking up a checkered flag on their way home tonight. But, the winner, JRW, and I'll tell you what a race, Cowboy. Started in 22nd position, pretty much the middle of the field. Tell me about your run.
It was a good run. Didn't have a good qualifying run, but, picked it up through a couple spots here and there on the track, made up a lot of time in the pits, even though I had the one speeding penalty in the pits. It was a good night overall.
You bet. And, there towards the end, of course, throw a couple of cautions in the mix there, and then, working those calculators overtime up here in the booth. In fact, I ran out of batteries. But tell me about the fuel strategy. How did that play out for you there in the closing laps?
Real good. I took one can and no tires, so I was pretty well set, even with a green-white checkered.
All right, and excellent race here tonight. And any shout-out out there you want to give? Anybody you want to say howdy to?
Yeah, just my sponsor, University of Akron, and my family and friends.
Outstanding. And again, congratulations picking up the big one and the paycheck here tonight from Talladega. I'm going to throw it down pit road. I believe the bad boy, John Westling, is standing by with our second place finisher, Mr. Buck.
What an outstanding race by these drivers here tonight, JD. I got up with second place, Pro Buck. You started second, buddy. You finished second. Didn't gain nothing, didn't lose nothing, but you put on one heck of a show tonight.
Yeah, I feel great about our race that we ran. Had a little contact in the pits on our first pit stop. Kind of gave me a little bit of left front damage, but didn't seem to hurt the car too much.
Well, Buck, I think you can set this one on your trophy case, put it on the front page of Premium Racing Online, and this will be one for the record books, buddy. You guys put on one hell of a show tonight.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with how the race went. Just want to thank Danny, a.k.a. SoCal Man, for funding this event. It was a lot of fun.
Well, there you have it, J.D. Webb, our second place finisher. Pro Buck put on one heck of a show with the same way all these drivers did tonight. Very professional Rand League, very professional show tonight. These guys, they're spectacular, J.D.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, finishing third tonight is going to be Montefiore. Montefiore, you started out in 38th position all the way to the back. Was that part of the plan tonight?
Yeah, it was. I was going to stay back there with all my enough friends, and we were going to save our cars for the majority of the race and charge at the end.
I'll tell you what, let's talk about the end there for a minute. I saw you peek out. You had that top line going about 4 laps from the checkered flag. Didn't look like you could make it work. Tucked back down inside and then suddenly got a rush. Tell us about that.
Oh, I don't know, but the car is really good in the draft, so I got a really good run, and I got to say thank you to my friend J-Pop for pushing me there at the end. But I got a really good run, tried to go low. That was probably our best opportunity, but couldn't seal the deal at the end there when I tried to go.
All right, and at Daytona, that trick usually works down there because the start-finish line sitting right there in the middle of the tri-oval. But Talladega a little bit different, so you got to work that strategy out just a little bit. But I tell you, good effort, fighting back hard up there on the top, strong third-place finish for you tonight. Any shout-outs out there you want to give?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to all my friends that are watching this. Yeah.
All right, and I'll tell you what, there you have it. Montefiore finishing third here tonight, starting all the way from the back of the pack, Cowboy. Strong effort out of that machine of his, the 09. But, John, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, that's going to wrap it up here at Talladega for Premium Racing Online Pro Cup Series, and I am absolutely impressed. And, what a racer.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything, JD. I mean, very low caution counts, had a full field of drivers, which you don't see a whole lot of in ArcaSim nowadays, and just some spectacular racing from these guys. And I know why they got Pro in their name, JD. They showed it here tonight.
Absolutely, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, even over in the chat room, everybody cheering their favorite drivers on. And I'll tell you, hats off to all the guys here tonight at Premium Racing Online. But it ain't over yet, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, go to etv-eplay.net. Some more racing coming your way as tomorrow night, back in the saddle again, real sim racing at Talladega one more time. And join us at about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, or 8:30 tomorrow night. And then on Tuesday night, the ETV Live VSR Nationwide Series from the Lady in Black, Darlington Raceway. You do not want to miss that action. Tomorrow night at about 9, or Tuesday night at about 9 o'clock. So I tell you, a lot more good things coming our way here at etv-eplay.net, ETV Live. But for the bad boy, the legend, Magic Fingers himself, all the Premium Racing Online guys here at Talladega, I tell you what, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.